from the space station doing some pretty important work.
Yeah, that sounds great. We don't have helmet camera views just yet, but we do hope to get those as the spacewalk gets going. And seeing Jessica Meir make not her first steps, but her first float out of the hatch there. The logistics carrier with the new battery charge discharge unit. Jessica Meir is installing two of the handles that she picked up from the old batteries onto the old battery charge discharge.
The opportunity to do the first all-female spacewalk with Jessica Meir, who is not only my coworker and colleague, but a dear friend, was a really special opportunity. I think that she and I both really appreciated and loved that it could serve as inspiration for future space explorers. We both drew a lot of inspiration from seeing people that were reflections of ourselves as we were growing up and developing our dreams to become astronauts. So to recognize that maybe we could pay that forward and serve the same for those that are up and coming was just such a highlight of that moment.
Segment called the Rosviet module. With the assistance of Space Station Commander Oleg Kononenko, Christina Koch of NASA, the first one through the hatch, being greeted by her crewmates aboard the International Space Station. Her first trip to the International Space Station.
I could never say how long it's going to take, but I know that we are really looking forward to the coming years. We have a new astronaut selection period coming up, and recognizing that as that pipeline of women in STEM and other underrepresented folks in the STEM fields grows, we hope to then capitalize on that and bring that innovation and talent into the astronaut corps.
Come back about. I'm going to get a BRT down here. I'm going to need some more stability to get this. Yep. To do is get away from this APSR. Okay. Let's both move inboard. Okay. Okay, copy.
Obviously, without gravity, things can just float away in any direction. So for someone like me that finds it a challenge to not lose my keys even, on the Earth, up here I find that it's very easy to lose things. They can float away without you even noticing. So little things like that. I jokingly say, what's one thing I miss about gravity? And I would say it's the ability to put things down, because I really miss being able to just set things down on a table and not have them float away. But like I mentioned, I also have gotten used to using Velcro and tape when required. So I hope that when I go back to Earth, I don't accidentally drop things, especially when I'm handing them to people, because I'm not used to actually doing that with Gravity Vector. It's funny because I miss my friends and family dearly, and I would say if they could visit here, I would continue staying for a very long time. I absolutely love the work that I get to do here, and as I mentioned, I feel very adapted to life up here. So from my point of view, I would love to continue my mission and, like I've said, to continue contributing to the program and to the research. But I do feel like it's been a long time since I've seen my friends and family. So for their sake, I think that it's probably time to head home. Things that are crunchy would just float away as soon as you got any crumbs. So I really actually miss chips and salsa the most. Of course, I miss fresh fruit as well, but we have had some of that on our cargo vehicles. So it's interesting. I haven't had chips in about 10 and a half months, but I have had a fresh apple. And in terms of my first activity, hands down, it's going to be going for a swim on the Gulf of Mexico. I do live next to the ocean there, and either a swim or a walk on the beach or going surfing are high on my list.
But boy, when that sun goes down, it's a much different view. So having handrail numbers called out can sometimes keep you in the straight line path you're intending.
And it looks like we will be heading into a dark portion of this orbit in the next minute, or next few minutes.
Actually, one of my favorite things to do is play board games, which is a little bit challenging here, but I did bring a travel version of a board game up, and it's been tough to find time to play it, so my crewmates have promised me that we're going to play board games after dinner tomorrow for my birthday.
Over to first the P4 work site, or a work site on P4 truss. She'll get out of the off of the robotic arm there, and with the help of Jessica Meir, carry the battery charge discharge unit over to P6, where there'll be